Good morning, happy new year. I know it's like middle of January, but I haven't actually said that in the video yet. Hope everyone's well. This is the first time I think this year I've been able to ride outside. We've had ridiculous temperatures here, sort of -8, -9, ridiculous for the UK I should say. And today it actually feels quite warm. I think I'm maybe a little bit overdressed, but it's quite nice. So just headed out, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, in the peaks, thawed out, lots of surface water, but not icy, which is what it has been. So this video I'm gonna do a bit of an update on my plans this year, and quite excited by it actually. So maybe I'll see you at some of the events. So anyone that follows me on Strava or anything will be seeing, been doing big weeks, mainly on the turbo trainer, but you know, 17 to 20 hour weeks at the moment. Just trying to get the volume in, get myself feeling good. Had a bit of time off over Christmas, as I think was the right thing to do, but now kind of like focusing on stuff for this year. And I've actually changed things quite a lot from previous years, to be honest with you. Previously I've maybe gone very event heavy, and this year I'm going a bit more focused on a few events, a big charity project, and a lot of sort of smaller one-day things and training things. Trying not to burn out really, trying not to get injured, all those kind of things. But saying that, that means I have pulled out of the Grand Guanche road and gravel one this year, just because they're quite expensive and I needed to focus on training. Right, 2025. So I'm always getting told off by Ken, my coach, that I do too many events. So I took his advice this year, pretty much stripped out all major events until May. First up, Tracker, 360k out in Girona. I have never done any Tracker event, so I'm quite keen to do that. Just gonna see what happens, ride a bike, enjoy it. Should be a really good atmosphere and vibe. Then hopefully, all going well, I'll be at Unbound at the end of May to take on probably the 200 miles. Not 100% certain which one I'm going to be doing yet, but I think the 200, we'll see. But that's an event also I've never done, and I'm very excited to go there. So the reason why I've taken out a lot of events before May, because I want to actually do quite well at both of them. And what I mean by quite well, just be happy with how I've raced them really. Then June is quite quiet again because there'll be a lot of travel in May, and then in July and August my plan is to do a big charity project to fundraise for November. Still kind of finessing that a bit, but more will come out from that one over the next few months. Quite excited, but it's going to be savage. The whole idea is to try and, you know, fundraise money for November and engage in discussions that are tricky to have. So hopefully that does nice in terms of fundraising. Then after that, that's probably going to finish in August, being totally honest. I'm pretty much then focused towards Badlands to go back for a 5th time and hopefully a 4th finish. Last year it did not go to plan, but all things considering I've done it now 4 times, so I've only had one issue, which was pretty serious, heat stroke. Out of those 4 times, I kind of take that, if I'm totally honest with you. 3 times, no problems, not even a puncture. So that should be quite good. Just going up Thorncliffe again. Then October, I'm kind of hoping there might be an opportunity to do gravel burn 8-day gravel event. So 8 stages, South Africa. Never been, trying to do quite a few things really this year that are a bit different and excite me. And the only stumbling block for me of that one is the cost of the entry. It's really expensive, but we'll see what happens. So there is, as I've already said, a bit of a focus on training, less events, more training, getting stronger, more training, recovering, that kind of thing, instead of burning out so much by doing so many events. But there's still a few like 1-day events here and there. I'm going to be going to Mallorca for a week in the start of February, just as a bit of a break from what has been a shit winter. Then March, back in Calpe with the group of guys that I was there with last year. That should be quite fun. Week of that on the steep bit. And April is the UK Bike Fit holiday camp out in Girona. There's still spaces on that one, so I'll put a little pop-up bubble and link in the description, and it'd be great if you could come along and join us there. Should be an amazing week. It is glorious, but my god, it is ridiculously warmer than I thought. Probably used to the -degree temperatures, but I'm going up Thorncliffe again. Always gets hot going up here. But yeah, it's a glorious day. Probably the best day of 2025 so far. Also in May, going to be going down to Ventoux with Ascend Cycling Tours to tackle Single Ventoux. I've been lucky to do it before. Keen to go back and have another go on a bit more of an appropriate bike actually. But we'll be going there for a few days after Tracker. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, there's an eagle on a stick. Hello. So yeah, Ascend Cycling Tours. It's a mate of mine who does them up in Manchester basically. So 2 cool trips which you can come on. The trip with UK Bike Fit, but I think you can get a discount of £200 with the code Chris200, or the Ventoux trip with Ascend in May. Decided to part ways with each other. Hopefully that means I can start playing around with some other different brand stuff. Let's show some more different things to you and some more options. I think it's quite exciting. Of course, I still have a great relationship with them, and I do still think they make absolutely fantastic products. And it's a shame not to continue in a way, but at the same time, it does open up to some exciting new stuff. So of course, Shimano stuff is still going to appear in videos and things, but I thought it was important to clarify that they're no longer a sponsor of me or this channel in any way, but I still think they make great products, so things will still appear, of course. So where this does excite me is the ability to use an electronic 1x mullet style group set, which I've never really had, and I think would be perfect for gravel. The GRX, the GRX 1x12 speed group set has the gear ranges that I want. I just really struggle with the shifting, being a mechanical shifter. So let's see what happens, right? Anyway, hopefully that was useful as a bit of an update on my kind of plans this year. As always, thanks so much for following, supporting, commenting, subscribing, messaging, all of that. It does mean a lot, and it helps me stay motivated to keep doing things. So yeah, thank you, and yeah, see you for the next one.